All praises, glory, power unto the Most High Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakadash. All praises to the Most High, the God of our forefather, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, forever and ever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Through His only beloved and begotten Son Yahushua Mashiach, to Him be praise, dominion, power, forever and ever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Shalom to the Israelites, shalom to all the kings, shalom to the brother and the sister out there doing the work of the Most High, risking your life and your freedom, being attacked, persecuted. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. This is the brother Frank coming at you just to share a couple of things with you quick. This is a quick announcement, as I say, trying to remind our people, because us as a nation, we're very forward, we're very rebellious people, right? We will not listen unto the Most High. We don't want to keep the commandment of the Most High, right? Without any further ado, let's go right here in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verses 1. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verses 1 through 2. That's what I'm going to read. Okay? I'm not dealing with the part that is about the covering of the woman. No, I want to address something. He said, this is 1 Corinthians 11 and verses 1 through 2. Be ye followers of me. So who is speaking right here? Paul. Is the Most High speaking through who? Through Yahushua Mashiach. Yahushua Mashiach is speaking through who? Paul. He said, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushua. Right? Now I praise you, brethren, so brothers and sisters in the truth, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian, based on your father. Do not get it twisted. It's based on your father. Okay? We got a lot of our people today that look like Esau. Some look like as the Ishmaelite. Some look like the East Indian. Things like that. But it's all based on your father. Okay? Because we've been mingling among the people and with the people. Right? He said, now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things. So Paul said we got to remember him in all things. Why is he saying that? What are the things he's talking about? Is he talking about going to school? Is he talking about watching TV? Is he talking about voting? Is he talking about receiving Satan's job? What is Paul talking about? Right, let's see. He said, and keep the ordinances. So the thing Paul is talking about here, what? Ordinances, the ordinances. So we'll take a look at what is the meaning of the word ordinances. He said, as I delivered them to you. Who delivered these ordinances unto us or our forefather back in those days after the death of Yahushua Mashiach? Who? Paul. So let's take a look at Google and we'll ask Google what is the meaning of what ordinances, right? Let's take a look. We're going to ask Google quick. Bear with me. I'm going to ask Google quick, okay? Meaning of ordinances. Let's read it. Right, let me ask Google quick. Okay. Meaning of ordinances. Okay. Let's check it out back. Sometimes my team be acting up. Okay. So let's ask Google. Okay. Ordinances definition. Okay. Ordinances definition. Okay. Okay, let's read basic one, right? Okay, let's read it. So, it's so many sources, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to click right here on the main sources. You got, for example, Merriam-Webster, right? Okay. Okay. So we take a look right here. As you can see, right? You're sharing from my cell phone screen, right? Let's read it. It's a ordinances. It's a definition of ordinance. An authoritative decree or direction, order. So that's order from who? The Most High. It's not from the government. Don't get it twisted. Is he talking about the government? No. Let's see. It's a law set forth by a governmental authority. Now, what is he talking about? Is he talking about the U.S. government, the French government, or Mexico government, or Canada, or England? No, he's talking about who? The Most High. The living God Yahweh. Understand that? He's not talking about your politician, okay? It has nothing to do with it. They just stole it. They stole this thing and use it. That's what they did. Okay, who created all these things? The Most High. It didn't come from your politician. They don't know anything. What do they know? They know nothing. They stole everything from the Bible. Yeah, that's what they did. You didn't know this? Now I'm letting you know. Let's go back right here. We're going to go back right here and take a look at the Bible definition of ordinances. Let's see. Okay? Let's see. Ordinance definition in the Bible. Let's read it. Okay. Let's read it. Okay. We're going to read it. Right. We're going to go to King James. Okay. Ordinance. Look at what he showed you from the King James website. Look at that. That's beautiful. This is the main source we're supposed to be going to, right? Because if you want to do, you go to the Blue Letter Bible and you take a look at what are the ordinances he's talking about, right? So it's an ordinance, a decree. So a decree is a law, is a body of law. So which law is he talking about? I thought Christian or people lie all day long in the name of Paul. They say the law done away with it. That's what Christians say. They say the law done away with it. We don't have to keep the law. But Paul is still referring to a decree, which is the law. You see what is mentioned is in Exodus 12:14. 12:14 is talking about the Passover. Exodus 12:24, Passover unleavened bread. Exodus 12:40, Passover unleavened bread feast. Exodus 13:10, the list goes on and on. Let's read it now. It's an ordinance, it's a noun, a rule established by authority. Now here the authority is who? This is the Most High. It's not your president, it's not Pharaoh, okay, it's not your father. No. They may set their own rule in their own houses. As long as it lines up with the Bible, ain't no issue with it. As long as it's lining up with the Bible, all praise to the Most High. Understand that? As long as it lines up with the Bible, all praises is beautiful. But if it does not line up with the Bible, then we got problem with it. The Most High got problem with it. Understand that? The Most High got issue with it. Right? He said, an ordinance may be a law or statute of sovereign power. Who is the sovereign power? Is the Most High, Yahweh, the living God Yahweh. I am that I am. Okay? As he told Moses. Yahweh is his name. Okay? It's not Yahweh or Jehovah. No. Okay? In this sense, it is often used in the scripture. Exodus 15:25, Number 10:8, Ezra 3:10. It may also signify a decree, edict, or rescript, and the word has sometimes been applied to the statute of parliament, but these are usually called acts or laws. You see, in the United States, it is never applied to the act of Congress or of a state legislature. Observance, commandment, appointment, established rite or ceremony. Hebrew chapter 9, verses 1. In this same baptism and the Lord's Supper are denominated ordinances. The Lord's Supper, I thought we don't have to keep the Passover. You see, that's why we tell you, if you're still in the Christian church and they tell you that you ain't got to keep the law, you got to come out from the Christian church. Come out from it. You see Islam, come out from it. You still doing idolatry, witchcraft, like all type of things, come out of it. We got to keep the Passover. Okay? So I will be keeping the Passover on the 27th March. Lord willing, if the Most High allow us to see that day, we shall be keeping the Passover in the name of the Most High, according to his will, on the 27th when the sun goes down. The Lamb. Okay, understand? We got to keep. So Paul said, well, now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, the laws, the commandment, the statutes, and the judgment as I delivered them to you. So who deceived you in believing that the Lord done away with it? Who told you that? Okay, let's go. Stay right here. 1 Corinthians 11:23. Let's read from 23. The meaning, the significance of the Lord's Supper, which is the Passover. The Lord's Supper is the Passover. Understand that? It's the Passover. For I have received of the Lord. So this is the 1 Corinthians 11:23. For I have received of the Lord that which also I deliver unto you. So Paul, he addressed so many things right here. Paul, he addressed so many ordinances that are not written in the Christian 10 Commandments. Really? I thought it's only the 10 Commandments. I thought so. Christians say it's only the 10 Commandments. But here, Paul, he said the first ordinances he talked about is what? The order. The heavenly order and the earthly order is the Most High Yahweh. Okay? The omnipotent, the omnipresent, the mighty God, the power, Yahweh. Number one. Then after him is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the one that the whole world called ignorantly Jesus Christ. So you got Yahweh Shah Mashiach after the Most High. So you got a Father, number one, Yahweh. Okay. Then you got Christ. After Christ, then you got the man. After the man, you got the woman. And after the woman, you got the children. Okay? Not the other way around. Okay? Okay, understand that. Not the other way around. Okay? So let's continue to say, so Paul addressed so many things. So one of the first things he addresses is the order. Okay? The heavenly order and the earthly order. Now, right now, on the earth, is opposite and reversing because we're living in the hand of, our life is in the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, Job 9:24. Okay? Is Esau, the wicked, okay? The man of sin or the son of perdition, whose work is after Satan. What are they doing? That's where they drop bombs on everybody, they kill everybody. That's another topic. I'm waiting on the book that I place on order. Hey, listen, when I get that book, I'm going to go into who is Esau Edom. Who is Esau Edom? I'm waiting for a book. Okay? So, that with me, brothers and sisters. Let's continue. So, Paul, he addressed so many things. He addressed the covering of the woman. The woman, they got to fully cover their hair. When they're reading the Bible, when they're praying, when they're prophesying, whatever they're doing, they got to fully cover their hair and cover their body. Not seeing their breast, the shape, no, fully covered. You got to be fully covered. That's what the Moses, these are the ordinances. Okay, understand that. So don't stop deceiving the people. The Lord not that way. So the Passover, we got to keep it. We got to keep the Passover. You can join the brother, okay? There could be a three brother, join somebody to keep the Passover. If you can't join the camps, or the camps, sometimes they don't let people to join them, things like that. Some camp they do, some camp they don't do, right? I don't know too much about it, but sometimes I be hearing here and there, things like that. Okay, the Passover of the Most High, the law was to walk. If you are not circumcised in the flesh, you can't attend to the Passover. That one thing I know for sure. When you go in the book of Exodus chapter 12 and you read the ordinances, the Most High told Moses and to our forefather, anyone that is not circumcised, they cannot keep the Passover. You got to be fully circumcised on your private part as a man. Only referring to men, we ain't talking about women. Don't get it twisted. Men got to be circumcised to keep the Passover of the Most High. If you have not done it yet, you need to go find somebody, a brother, okay, to get you circumcised. Okay, it's important. Okay, and it has nothing to do with Pharisee or no. You got to be circumcised to keep the Passover of the Most High, the Lord's Supper. So understand that. So let's continue. So 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verses 23. For I have received of the law that which also I deliver unto you, that the Lord Yahushua the same night in which he was betrayed took bread. So the Passover, okay? The Passover, okay? Understand that, okay? Same night in which he was betrayed took bread, okay? Took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, take it, this is my body which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also, he took the cup when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. That's why we keep the Passover. That's why we got to keep the Passover, the Pesach of the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh, every year. Okay, it's a decree that is written in the heavenly table. Understand that. It's a decree that is written in the heavenly table. It didn't come from man. It didn't come from Moses. It came from the Most High. Moses happened to be what? The man, the righteous man, the righteous servant, the prophet of the Most High on the earth at that time. So the Most High said, you know what? I'm going to give it to Moses because he's maker, humble, righteous, obedient, loving of the Father. Understand that. That's why we say something, the love of Moses. But did it come from Moses? Did Moses just make it up? No, he didn't make it up. Okay, let's continue. He said, this do ye as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. Okay, so let's jump right here now. We're going to go right here, right? So let's just go and say, for as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do shew the Lord's death till he come. So you got to keep the Passover. Paul said, these are the ordinances, some of the ordinances. Okay, and he's not among the 10 commandments. So what are you talking about? Why are you deceiving the people? Why are you lying? What is the problem? He said, wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread, so if you keep the Passover wrongfully, you just keep it just to eat the meat, okay, and you have not repented, you see doing wickedness, you see in the midst of sin, okay, watch this, and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily. That's why I say you got to be circumcised. First, on your private part as a man, and both men and women in our mind too, we got to be righteous. We got to do the best. We can't eat pork and keep the Passover of the Most High. We got to stop it before we go to the Passover of the Most High. We got to be righteous, fearing the Most High and keeping the commandment. The best. The woman cannot wear paint to go celebrate the Passover of the Most High. It's not happening. Okay? You are not welcome. Okay? You are not welcome. You can't wear paint to go keep the Passover of the Most High. You can't do that. Okay? Long dresses with fringes on, long dresses with fringes on. Now, if you don't have fringes on it too, all praise, you can come in. You can come and say, as long as you get long dresses, you cover your body fully covered, all praise to the Most High. Then you're going to have to get the fringes on later on. Understand that? Now, are we telling you not to put fringes on your clothing? No, we're telling you, maybe you can't, you don't have the minute to do it right now with all this. No one to help you get it on right now. Guess what? You come to the Passover. Come and keep the Passover along with us. You come and join us to keep the Passover. Right? However, you got to amend your way. You got to change it. You got to make changes. You can't continue the same thing you do. We got to be, that's what Paul addressed. Shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. That's the meaning of the Passover. But let a man or woman examine himself or herself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation. What is damnation? Death, destruction. Okay? It's a damnation to himself or to herself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. What? We're living in the midst of sin. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5, 7 through. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, 7 through 8. It says, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump. So if we have sinner or we say sinning, we can't listen. We got to purge it out. Okay, we can't live with people that do evil. People that sell drugs, they murder people, they sing about shooting somebody, killing people. Oh, we want to do this, we want to shot your grandpa, we want to do that. That's wickedness. We don't want to be around them. No, that's evil. People that go and take baby from family, people that tell people to do abortion, we don't want to be around them. Okay, purge it. Take it away, cut them off. It's the same thing. Purge out therefore the old leaven. So sins, that's what it's referring to. That ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. Why is he referring to that? Because what? The feast of unleavened bread and the Passover, they have a spiritual meaning. Is to humble Israel, to humble ourselves. Understand, the Passover was eaten, that would be eaten heads, standing, our staff in our hand, and be eaten in the heads. We walk bitter herbs and unleavened bread. Okay? And unleavened bread. And that was what the meaning of the Lord's Supper. That's the most revealed to our forefathers since the time of who? Adam, Noah, Abraham, through Isaac being brought to the slaughter, when the Most High just put Abraham to what? To a test. He just tried Abraham to see whether he believed or he's been a hypocrite. Okay, understand that. So all this way revealed to our forefathers since Adam's sin, it was already revealed. The Most High already planned it. It was just for a matter of time for the Most High to bring it on the table. Okay, understand that. So the Passover, we gotta keep it. Now, I live right here in Northern Virginia. If there be a brother or sister that are willing to keep the Passover, you're looking for a body, you're welcome. You can, I don't have too much room, or I don't have room. I already got like some brother coming up with his wife from a different state to keep the Passover with us. So if you live around Maryland, or you live near me somewhere in Virginia, across the Northern Virginia, or around Winchester, things like that, you're welcome to come and keep the Passover with us right here. So I'm gonna leave, like I say, you wanna contact me, you're gonna go through my messenger. You can contact me through my messenger. Leave me a message, then I'll give you the information what you need to do, how to get in touch with me. Okay, it's as simple as like that. So understand that. So let's continue. He say, for even a Mashiach, our Passover is sacrificed for us. That means he was doing the Passover, the unleavened bread. He said, therefore, let us keep the feast not with all leaven. We don't want sinner around, drug dealer. If they repent, they will come. They stop to be a prostitute, whoremonger, adulterer, idolaters. Hey, you're welcome to keep the Passover. But you still living in that mindset, in that state. Listen, brother and sister, I'm sorry. You need to work. You got to do the work and you come back. You're welcome. We don't hate you. We love you. But we got to do the thing as the Most High said. He said, neither with the leaven of malice and weakness. We can keep the Passover of the Most High with weakness. With unrighteousness, we can't do that. But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Don't lie. Okay? Don't do evil. So what is Paul saying? Paul said we got to keep the commandment. Let us do it. Let us walk to it. Let's do it. Now let me prove it. Because a lot of people, they lie in the name of Paul or the law. They do that all the time. So we're going to show you that you liar. In the Christian church, they lie all the time. Or the law, who can keep the law? Blah, 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 blah. You a liar. You don't understand the Bible, okay? You a liar, okay? Christianity is the doctrine of man, doctrine of Satan, okay? Paul was not Christian. When they translate the Bible, they place those words over there to deceive you, okay? So understand that. So let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 18, right? Acts 18, just to show you something. There's so many precepts about it, but I just want to focus on that. Right, let's go to 18 and we'll read verses 20 to 21. So Acts chapter 18, 20 through 21. Let's read it. When they desired him to tarry longer, okay, with them he constantly not, okay, right, but bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep this feast that cometh in Jerusalem. Which feast is he talking about? Somebody, we don't know. Okay, you see, he's talking about the Passover. Let's continue. But I will return again unto you if Yahweh will. And he said from Ephesus, right? And he said from Ephesus, let's jump to Acts chapter 20. This was Acts 18, right? He said more thing. Because if I continue reading it, you see, right here, if I continue to chapter 19, but I don't want to read it, I'm going to leave that alone and I'm going to prove you in the chapter that I follow right after that. I'm going to show you. So watch this. Let's go to, I'll jump to one more chapter to show you because there is a logic, right? It's just that people don't understand. This is the book of Acts chapter 20, right? 20, and we'll read verse 5 through 6. This is the book of Acts chapter 20, verse 5 through 6. Then I'm going to jump to 16. It said, this going before tarry for us at Troas. So who is Paul? Is Paul. It is Paul. He's traveling. So Paul is going to Macedonia. So understand that. He said, this going, and he was with a couple of brothers. He was with the Jew of Sopater, this Negro from Sopater, is a Sopater of Berea, and there was a brother from Thessalonica, their brother from Derbe. Think that Paul was with them, and Timothy. They were all with Paul. Okay, understand? Okay, because you got who? You got Sopater of Berea, right? Right? And you got Aristarchus of Thessalonica, of Thessalonica, right? And you got Segunda, right? Those are from Thessalonica, right? Or Thessalonica. And you got Gaius of Derbe, and you got Timothy's, right? Right? Okay? And Tychus and Trophimus, all these brothers, they were traveling with Paul, helping Paul to do the ministry, the work of the Most High. So let's say these men with Paul going before tarry for us at Troas. They're waiting Troas. And we sailed away from Philippi, okay, Philippi, that's why he wrote letter to the Philippians, because there were Jews living over there. So this letter was addressed to the Jew, not to everybody that was in Philippi, no. The Jew, the church, the congregation of the dispersed Israel, the dispersed of the children of the Most High. Understand that? And we sailed away from Philippi after the days of unleavened bread. Whoa! After the day of unleavened bread? So Paul kept the day of unleavened bread. So Paul kept the Passover. I thought Christians say, the Lord done away with. We ain't got to keep. Or if you keep one, then you accuse of all the law. What are you talking about? Okay? He's talking about the sacrificial law when he talk like that. But understand here, what did he say? And we said, away from Philippi after the days of unleavened bread. Day of unleavened bread? Really? Huh? Hey, listen, it's up to you. If you don't believe it, it's up to you. And came unto them to Troas in 5 days. In 5 days, where we are both 7 days. So, understand that. Paul, he kept the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So, who deceived you? Who told you not to keep it? Who told you not to keep it? Who told you that? Okay? Understand that, right? Let's jump to verses. I'm going to read verses 16. Let's go to 16. So, this is the book of Acts chapter 20, verse 16. For Paul had determined to sail by Ephesus, okay, because he would not spend the time in Asia, for he hasted. First and foremost, he just celebrated the Feast of War, Passover. He went to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. He came back, and he stayed in Europe, in Asia or in Macedonia. He kept the Feast of Passover, okay? So he kept the Feast of Passover, okay? Understand that, right? So unleavened bread, things like that, understand? And then He said again here, he said, for Paul had determined to sail by Ephesus because he would not spend the time in Asia, for he hasted, if it were possible for him to be at Jerusalem for the day of Pentecost. Hello, hey, listen, this is a clear cut unto you, Christian. Paul kept all the feasts, all the days. Hey, Paul kept the law of the commandment. Stop lying. Stop lying, please. Don't do that. Okay? Okay, stop lying. Understand it. He that loved God, you got to keep the commandment. Okay? That's really quick. If you believe in the Most High, you take heed to the commandment. Okay? You can't just say things, lie, talk, vain, things like that. No. If you believe in him, you take heed to the commandment. That's really quick. Okay? Let's just go right here in the book of Sirach quick. I'm just going to touch on something quick. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon first. I'm going to read Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. I'm going to just touch on that. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verses 9. Let's just read. He said, they that put the trust in him shall understand the truth. What is the truth? You go to John chapter 8 verse 31 through 32, and then you go to Psalm 119 and 142. Psalm 119 and 142. John chapter 8 verse 31 through 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, set you free. Indeed shall ye be my disciple if ye continue in the truth, right? And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Understand that, okay? You say, in such as be faithful in love shall abide with him for grace and mercy is to his saints, the righteous, those that keep the Passover, the feast of the Most High. And he has care for his elect. Who has care for his elect? The Most High, if you keep the commandment, if you believe it. So let's go right here in Sirach 32:24. 32:24. This is Sirach 32 and 24. Let's read it. He said, he that believeth in the Lord take heed to the commandment. The commandment is to keep the Passover, the Lord's Supper. So if you believe in the Most High, then you keep the Passover. If you can't join anybody, then keep in your house. You can't work on that day, right? From the 27 to 28, 28 to 29, you can't work. 2 days on the road, you can't work. Okay, you got Passover, sundown to sundown. Sundown 27 March to sundown 28, sundown 28 to sundown 29. Listen, you can't work. You can't work, okay? It's the day, 2 days for the Most High. Understand that? In the first month. Then the Feast of Unleavened Bread continue for 7 days. Okay? Understand that? It's for 7 days. Or 6 more days. Or 5 more days to make it the 7th day of unleavened bread. Understand that? So, brother and sister, that's the point. Let me really, and we'll close up on that. He that believe in the law, taking heed to the commandment. And he that trusted in him shall fail never be worse. So understand that. We got to keep the commandment of the Most High. So the Passover, we'll be keeping it. As I said, brother and sister, if you're interested, you want to keep it with me, you live around Winchester, Northern Virginia, or you live near Maryland, or you're near to me, you want to keep a brother, a righteous sister, that mind the Most High, keep the law, the commandment, you want to be part of our body, hey, all praises, you're welcome. Okay, contact us, leave us your question or whatsoever you got, and we'll get in touch with you. With that, we give all praises, glory, power to the Most High, the living God Yahweh, to his only begotten Son, Yahushua Mashiach. Shalom, please subscribe and spread the word. Subscribe and spread the word. Please subscribe and spread the word. Shalom, shalom. Blessing unto you. Blessing, blessing.